settle by the waterside. See the little children when they're truly baptized. Under, unto the dying lamb.
Wow, I feel like I have to give that a round of applause. That was beautiful and playful. Welcome to the Namakwa Unitarian Universalist congregation. We're glad you're with us this morning. We're a beloved community working and worshiping on lands that have been nurtured by the Ute, Apache, Comanche, Arapaho, Cheyenne, Kiowa, Shoshone, Lakota, and Pawnee peoples long before us. We're grateful for their stewardship of this earth, and we hope to honor their legacy through our life as a liberal community committed to justice. My name is Chad Escallier, and I serve as a Worship Associate in this kind, caring, justice-loving community of seekers. I use the pronouns he, him, and his. We're an intentionally inclusive church that believes all people are worthy of love and all are welcome here. We are a people who know we do not have to think alike to love alike. So whoever you are, whomever you love, whether you come today with joy in your heart or tears, you're welcome. And it's good to be together on this sunny day. So if we have any first-time visitors, you can say hello in the Zoom chat so we can give you a special welcome. We'll be monitoring that. And if you'd like to receive our weekly emails about upcoming events and monthly newsletters, please type your name and email address in the Zoom chat. Not seeing any newbies right now, but feel free to chime in whenever. And we'll have a coffee quarter hour after the service. That's a great way for us to all chat. We'll be broken out into breakout rooms. So this service, as you got the message, will be recorded and it'll be posted on the namakwau.org website. Sarah Siriani, our faithful Zoomer, will keep your microphones muted so that the sound quality will be as clear as possible. You'll have a chance to unmute during Joys and Sorrows and for our virtual coffee a quarter hour after the service. So our service today is about optimal experiences, getting lost in play. So I thought for the chalice lighting, and this is a little tricky because I tore my ACL, so I'm on crutches, but I will light the chalice to the best of my ability. I'll do that in just a moment. This is Exploring Who We Are by Melanie Davis. Oops. There we go. Under the right circumstances, playing with fire is a delight. Imagine being gathered round a fire pit as the crackling flames invite us to sing, dance, and roast a marshmallow or two. Our chalice also invites us to play, although with ideas rather than with marshmallows. The flame encourages us to explore who we are, who our neighbors are, and where we are on our spiritual journeys. Today, we light this chalice in the spirit of play. Let us trust the light to guide us in this hour and in the days to come, finding joy along the way. Come, let us worship together. Now, please enjoy our opening song. Another applause for that beautiful song. And now please recite after me our congregational affirmation. We'll have that on display here. Love is the spirit of this church and service its call. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. And now Claire will have our time for all ages.
This is a story called The Proudest Blue, a story of hijab and family by Ibtihaj Muhammad, the Olympian, with S.K. Ali and Hatem Ali. Mama holds out the pink. Mama loves pink. Asiya shakes her head. I know why. Behind the counter is the brightest blue, the color of the ocean. You squint your eyes and pretend there's no line between the water and the sky. It's the first day hijab. Asiya knows it. I know it. We're sisters. The next day, I wait. My new backpack, new light up shoes. I feel special. I feel like twirling. Asiya comes out of the house and I stop. It's the most beautiful first day of school ever. I'm walking with a princess, so I pretend I'm one too, but even princesses have to stop to cross the street. Asiya takes my hand in hers and says, "Come on, Faiza." We speed walk at 14 steps, 14 light ups to get across. Asiya takes me to my line first, hugs me goodbye. I turn to watch her leave, give a little curtsy to the princess going to 6th grade area. She's easy to see. Her hijab smiles at me the whole way. My first day hijab is going to be blue too. "What's on your sister's head?" the girl in front of me whispers. "A scarf," I whisper back. I don't know why a whisper came out. I try again louder. "A scarf? Hijab?" "Oh," she whispers. Asiya's hijab isn't a whisper. Asiya's hijab is like the sky on a sunny day. The sky isn't a whisper. It's always there, special and regular. The first day of wearing hijab is important, Mama has said. It means being strong. I turn, but I can't see the blue anymore. I run to the big kid's side, 27 steps to see Asiya. I need to give her another hug. I need to see her smile. "Faiza?" Asiya's eyes wonder why I'm here. "Are you excited?" I ask. "About the first day hijab?" She nods, smiling big, and I feel big too. Someone laughs from nearby, a boy pointing at Asiya. Why? Asiya's hijab isn't a laugh. Asiya's hijab is like the ocean waving to the sky. It's always there, strong and friendly. "Some people won't understand your hijab," Mama had said, "but if you understand who you are, one day they will too." In class, I draw a picture, 2 princesses in hijab having a picnic on an island where the ocean meets the sky. The girl who whispered in line says she likes it. She says it's so loud the teacher comes over to see it. I wonder if Asiya drew a picture too. Recess time is for 5 cartwheels in a row. I land the last one near the 6th graders, near Asiya and her friends, near a boy yelling, "I'm gonna pull that tablecloth off your head." Asiya's hijab isn't a tablecloth. Asiya's hijab is blue, only blue. Asiya turns away, her friends turn away. They race to the middle of the schoolyard, their shoes pounding the pavement, playing tag. "Mama, don't carry around the hurtful things others say. Drop them. They're not yours. They belong only to those who said them." It takes me 48 steps to get away from the yelling boy. After school, I look around. I look for whispers, laughs, and shouts, but I only see Asiya waiting for me like it's a regular day. She's smiling, strong. We cross the road hand in hand. I can't wait to get home to show Mama the picture I drew, to show Asiya that I'm wearing the same hijab in it. because a CSE job is like the ocean and the sky, and the line between them saying hello with a loud wave.
Love how you do that, Claire. Great selection. So now is a time when we share our life milestones and life's joys and sorrows. To do this, we take time each Sunday to share some of the important joys and sorrows in our personal lives, transferring a glass stone from one bowl into another. This symbolizes that this community joins you to celebrate your personal joys and offers you comfort for your personal sorrows. So if you'd like to share, please raise your hand or use the chat to send your name and I'll call on you. Remember to be brief and know that you'll be given an opportunity to share more during our virtual coffee quarter hour after the service. I think I'd like to start. I have a joy, and then look at the audience. I want to thank Kathy and Nathan and Elizabeth from our congregation and friends and family assisting me with recovering through the ACL reconstruction process. I live on the 3rd floor of an apartment that doesn't have an elevator. We've had lots of great dog walkers and people bringing food. So I appreciate all of that. Now I will put a glass stone in this other bowl. Looks like we have Tracy. Do you want to unmute?
I just wanted to say that I'm back from Boston after having my trachea reconstructed. So I'm breathing much better. So it seems to have been successful. So after a month in being down, I'm back. So I'm very happy.
Great. Congratulations, Tracy. And Jen Buckmeyer.
Yes, Peter and I are joyous that Rachel, our daughter, is coming to visit on Thursday. We haven't seen her in about a year, so that's pretty exciting for us.
Very nice. And Janet.
Hey, I'm recovering very nicely from my surgery. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow, at which point I'll be able to eat. Yay!
Yay!
And I'm very grateful for all the sweet emails and cards and things, all the support from the community. As you know, Chad, they jump right up there, man.
It's amazing.
Guys, it is. These are great. This is the best congregation ever, 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 ever.
Wishing you a speedy recovery.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. And any hands? I'm now looking at the, Elaine. First hand I saw, then Vicky.
Hello, everyone. I want to share my joy of spending a week on a straw bale build in Livermore, Colorado. I wasn't building this time. I was cooking food with a phenomenal team of people for over 50 people who were building this straw bale house. And it was a blast, but exhausting. I loved it though.
Thanks, Elaine. Let me put in a pebble for that. And Vicky?
Yes, somehow Tom and I fell off of the calendar, but we do have an anniversary coming up next week, and it will be 60 years.
Wow. Okay, putting 2 pebbles in for that. Notice they're hard to see. They're clear. Congratulations. Let's see, anyone else? Okay, and then again, we'll have the coffee quarter hour to chat a bit more. And for all that is too tender to share aloud, I add some pebbles to the bowl. Know that we're with you in your joys and sorrows. Oh, and Margot, before we go on, they're joining us. Margot and her family are joining us from Parachute, Colorado, where they will soon bury the ashes of their beloved grandmother, Shirley Irvin, who died at the age of 85 from COVID in December. I'm so sorry to hear that. They're grateful to be here with family and for the opportunity to heal. Okay. I like Janet's comment. Yeah, Vicki, you must have gotten married in kindergarten with that time frame. Now, please listen to our musical response, Deep River, arranged by Coleridge Taylor and Kanae Mason. Beautiful song. My reflection's a little bit different today. It's thanks, Grammars. As you guys know, I tore my ACL. I'm in a brace that is set at 0 degrees, so it can't bend it. So I have my knee out on a chair. Since I'm not that mobile, I thought I'd share with you a pre-recorded video of me playing pre-surgery, pre-crutches, which gets at our theme, optimal experiences getting lost in play. In this video, my grandma, Grammars, we called her, helped me learn to play through juggling. When I juggle, I'm in a state of deep concentration, thinking about throwing one ball, catching the second, and keeping track of the third. Full engagement. My grandma gave me the gift of juggling that I have forever and I can share with others. As you watch this video, think about the gifts of play you have received from others and the lasting impact it has had on you. Also, think about lasting and memorable gifts of play you can give to yourself and to others. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. How about that? And let's see. Can you guys, or Sarah, if you don't mind unmuting, letting me know that you can see that? I am.
You're good, Chad.
I'm good. Okay, great.
Thanks, Grammars. Grammars was the name that my brother and I gave my maternal grandmother. There's really no rhyme or reason for why we called her Grammars. Asked my mom.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Chad, why don't you shut off your video and that might help with your bandwidth.
Okay, good idea. And I do have a backup plan, but okay.
Why we called her Grammars. Asked my mom the other day and she wasn't quite sure on the origin. She was the best grandma. She went to a lot of my soccer games and she would cheer me on. I remember when she took my brother and I to an arcade called Magic Mountain. She gave us each $5, which led to a lot of playing time. I remember the shooting games where you could dodge and miss the bullets. Remember those fighting games that we played where you try to hit all the buttons to do that backflip uppercut. And I'd try it in here, but there's not enough space, so you have to take my word for it. And don't forget the notorious claw. Was that glass rectangle with the claw in the middle. Grammars was on the side cheering us on, and we'd try to get those glistening, shiny watches. We never did. Turns out those watches aren't very expensive at all. Well, maybe I'm just bitter because I never got one. And to top it off, we would get McDonald's. Remember those? I ordered a quarter pounder. I got with the sesame bun, and I wash it down with the Berry Blast Powerade. Those were the days. Thanks, Grammars. It's around 9 at that time. Also around that age, I got into magic tricks. I went to a local magic shop and I saw the magicians surprise and grab the attention of his or her audience. And I wanted to do that. I learned the invisible card trick. I learned the trick that made the card float, the UFO trick. Now, these tricks are much cooler than my body language suggests. Take my word for it. Grammars took note of my interest in magic. She somehow found a magician close by to teach me some magic tricks. I remember getting in her car, driving to this magician's house, sitting at the dining room table. He would show me the card tricks. He would show me the coin tricks where they would disappear, reappear, holes would show up in the coins, and then they would disappear. Grammars wasn't just sitting idly at the dining room table. She had her old camera, a video cassette camera, getting every single angle of the tricks. So in case I forgot, I could refer back to the video cassettes. And guess what? I have forgotten, and we still have those video cassettes. Hope to look at them sometime soon. Thanks, Grammars. At one of the sessions, I saw that the magician knew how to juggle. He had juggling balls. And when I saw him juggle, I was mesmerized. It was magical and mind-blowing. He could juggle the ball effortlessly. He could look at people, look at the camera now, and still juggle. He could juggle 2 balls in one hand, with each ball having a separate lane, and he could switch to the left hand. He could do the reverse. And he taught me these techniques. And if it weren't for Grammars, I wouldn't know how to juggle. Now, sadly, she passed away a few years later, but every time I juggle, I think of her. In fact, every time I have the juggling balls, or I have things like a golf ball, 3 of them, or an apple, or an orange, or anything of 3, I usually juggle it, and I think of her. I also think of her every time I go into a job interview. On my resume, I have a section at the bottom of the page that is under activities and interests, and I say that I juggle. For the record, I do have a job. I can't tell you how many times it's come up in interviews where people ask, well, what do you mean by this? And I explain it to them. I've even juggled in interviews. Now, I don't bring these juggling balls with me, but I get creative. I remember in a conference room at an interview, there were multiple people around me, and I saw a little basket of cream packets for coffee or tea, and I grabbed 3, and I started juggling them, and they were impressed. Thanks, Grammars. I didn't get to thank her for giving me the opportunity to juggle in the way that I wanted to. My way of giving back is to teach other people how to juggle. I hope to teach my niece and nephew when they're old enough to juggle. I hope to teach my children when I have them one day to juggle. And I could even teach you how to juggle. That'll pass the gift along. Grammars helped me learn a few different techniques. She helped me learn this technique. She helped me learn this technique. She helped me learn that technique. Thanks, Grammars.
Right. Good suggestion, Sarah. Glad we could see the full video. I think that's what happened. And just wanted to say, while it's much harder seated, I can still play. Oh, got the 2 lanes. Whoops. There we go. There we go. The 2 lanes. Tried and true so I can still juggle. Thanks, Grammars. And I want to go to Claire for the offertory.
Thank you so much, Chad. That's so impressive. It's really incredible. Thank you for sharing with us. Our offertory today, we have a great announcement of our Loveland Youth Gardeners for the final quarter. We received a total of $2,341.98 in plate collections for the fourth quarter, of which $1,190.99 will go to the Loveland Youth Gardeners. And during this Sunday's offering, we're going to invite you to continue to be generous to support scholarships for our upcoming retreat. And we'll have more on the half plate during the announcements as well. So please give generously as we finish Wade in the Water by the Alvin Dance Company. We receive the gifts of this offering in the spirit of play, in the hope of community, and in the joy of generosity. I'm going to invite you on a little miming journey with me. So if your hands are free and you're able, we're just going to follow along a little bit. Imagine reaching out in front of you to find an empty water balloon. Grab a hold of it, flick it around, stretch it out, decide what color yours is. Now, imagine there's a tap in front of you. Take that water balloon, put the lips around the tap, hold on to it, turn on the tap, watch the water balloon fill up, put a hand underneath. You feel the weight of the balloon as it's filling. Feel how heavy it is. What temperature is your water? And when it's full, turn the tap off. Take the water balloon off. Tie it in a knot. And now roll the water balloon around in your hands. See what it feels like. Take it up in the air. Maybe toss it gently to the other hand. Feel the motion of water encased. Feel how it doesn't resist. When was the last time you actually held a water balloon? Take one more moment to play with it. And then toss it up in the air and watch it come splat on the ground in front of you. Watch the water leak into the earth. Maybe some of it's on your feet. You may never see that water again, but what an impact it's had. There is something magical about the way that water flows. It moves without resistance, and yet it can cause enormous disruptions. It makes up so much of our bodies, and yet it feels so separate from us. The movement of water has been an inspiration for Taoists as they seek to understand their role in the world for centuries. In the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu writes about the Tao, or the way of living, interchangeably with the idea of water. The supreme good is water, he writes, which benefits all of creation without trying to compete with it. It gathers in unpopular places. He goes on to say that water is the softest and most yielding substance, yet nothing is better than water for overcoming the hard and rigid, because nothing can compete with it. The essence of water is intertwined with its motion. We felt this in our water balloons just a second ago, but we also felt it with a sense of playfulness that I watched you all have in miming, filling up, holding, tossing, and splatting your water balloons. We heard about this sense of flow and play in Chad's talk, and thank you for his grandmother, and in his juggling. And we imagine the power of this flow in Asia's confidence in our book, During the Time for All Ages. Flow happens when we resist resistance. Taoists call this effortless action, and play emerges when we're present with effortless action. When we wade in that water, we can begin to fuse ourselves with the potential of the world around us. Our actions arrive without effort because they're grounded in the present. Getting lost in the present through all-consuming positive moments is often driven by a sense of joy and play and purpose. Psychologists call these optimal experiences because they highlight some of the best ways of being alive. They are tastes of the good life. Chad's delight at learning and now relearning tricks give us a sense of the pleasure of being alive. But we can also become lost in difficult situations. Temporality can disappear when we're working to navigate dilemmas, social situations, traumas, or just everyday frustrations. These things don't need to be called non-optimal experiences, although they are. We know them just as well as we know the ones that emerge from positive flow. Yet Asia's strength amid the adversity at school is an example of the fortitude that can emerge from these moments in our lives. The willingness and ability to flow like water, sometimes bubbling and babbling in a brook, and other times crashing and crushing at the sea, represents the spectrum of emotions and experiences that I think make this life worth living. In each of these embodiments of water and flow, we can uncover a sense of play and fullness in our imaginations, in ourselves, and in the ways that we interact with the world. We may even discover, as those who have studied the Tao for many years, that nothing can compete with the softness of water. Today, I invite us all down by the riverside so we can study the life of water and flow outside in the world and inside of our hearts. I hope that your study of water and its many forms inspires a sense of movement and play and flow in your own life. May every balloon burst be a blessing. May it be so. And now we'll have our closing song, Mahalia Jackson and Dinah Shore singing Down by the Riverside.
To lay down my son she down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my son she down by the riverside. Study one no more. Well, I ain't gonna study one more. Oh, study only one more. Ain't gonna study one no more. Ain't gonna study one more. Oh, study one no more. Ain't gonna study one no more. I'm gonna put on my long white robe down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna put on my long white robe down by the riverside. Study one no more. Well, I ain't gonna study one more. Oh, study one no more. Ain't gonna study one more. Oh, yeah. Study only one more. Yeah. Ain't gonna more. Ain't gonna study one no more. Well, gonna meet all my friends are gone down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna meet all my friends are gone down by the riverside. Study one no more. Well, I ain't gonna study one more. Yeah, study one more. Ain't gonna study one no more. Hallelujah. Ain't gonna study one more. Yeah, study only one more. Ain't gonna study one no more. Well, I'm gonna put on my starry crown down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna put on my starry crown down by the riverside. Study one no more. Ain't gonna study one no more. Ain't gonna study one no more.
To extinguish our chalice, we have a few more words from the Tao Te Ching. That which offers no resistance overcomes the hardest substances. That which offers no resistance can enter where there is no space. Few in the world can comprehend the teaching without words or understand the value of effortless action. May the spirit of this flame ignite our hearts as we go out to invite the world to wonder, to play, and to wade in the water of the present. You are a blessing in this watery, wonderful world. You are a smoldering marshmallow, sweet and gooey. You are peace like a river in this wild world. You are a proud blue, understanding who you are. You are effortless action in this wavering world. You are juggling gratitude for those who have been. You are hope for tomorrow in this watery, wonderful world. May it be so.
Thanks so much, Claire. Wonderful reflection, and love that benediction, just wrapping everything up. I do have a few announcements. Register today for our fall retreat. There is a awesome retreat task force made up of Jan and Wright, Claire, Jenny, Vicki, and Laurel, and they have found a venue at the Highland Presbyterian Camp at Allens Park. So it's just over an hour away from Loveland, across from Estes Park. The dates are Friday, September 3rd to Sunday morning, September 5th. And the theme is the gift you are. They'll check in, or we'll check in Friday evening before dinner and leave after breakfast, and a sunrise worship service Sunday morning with worships, a talent show, and time to enjoy the beauty of nature and one another's company in between. There is a link to sign up for the retreat. It's on the announcements that we received by email. The deposit to secure our space at Highland Retreat Camp is coming up quick. It's due July 21st, so just a few days. And we need a rough number of who plans to join us before that date. So remember, where needed, we as a church can help with the expense. We'd love everyone who would like to be a part of this to join us. Again, thank you, Jan and Claire, Jenny, and Vicki. And there's yoga on Saturday, July 24th at 10 to 11. It's an introduction to yoga class in the Namakwa Sanctuary. They will be led by local professional yoga instructor Kim Smar. She'll start us out easy. Wear loose fitting clothes, bring a water bottle, and if you have it, a foam pad, blanket can do. As in terms of the costs, it's $15, and that will go towards the auction. Let Doug Stewart know if you can come. And it's a friendly reminder, articles for the August edition of Crossing newsletter are due this Sunday, today, July 18th. Please send your submissions to Margot. And there's a meditation group. Join Susan and Janin for an in-person meditation, all these in-person groups, and a discussion group from 10 to 11:15 this Thursday in the sanctuary at church. They'll pipe in the gurus of Eastern thought and get to know one another through lively discussion after guided meditations. If you're interested, contact Janin Wright or Susan Moody. And an update from the NUUC COVID-19 response plan. The Department of Public Health and Environment has lifted most COVID restrictions in the state, which is great, including for places of worship. So the NUUC COVID Task Force has lifted all restrictions for our gatherings. This means we have the choice of just where and how to offer services in our programs.
Nice.
Whether or not to actually use our buildings is a decision to be made by those responsible for the activity. The task force is just saying it's possible. So stay tuned for more announcements on that. And we're almost done with the announcements. And look, we're great on time. The half plate recipient for our first quarter is Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration Committee. This is an organization partners with community organizations, with business and civic leaders, and with the city of Loveland to affirm that honoring diversity is the cornerstone of a thriving democracy. So what they do is they work with various civic organizations, nonprofits, musicians, dancers, and performers in Loveland and the Denver metro area to provide exceptional, pertinent, and timely program free of charge to our community, including an annual Martin Luther King Jr. holiday celebration. Also, keep an eye out for an invitation to an upcoming Namakwa men's group. More details to follow. Let me just check the chat. Well, actually, I think we're good. So now we will, you'll be asked to join a breakout room momentarily to participate in the virtual coffee quarter hour. You'll have time to chat with fellow congregants and visitors for about 15 minutes. And I don't have my chat up, so if anyone sees something. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the breakout room.